received reports of an explosion at Manchester Arena in the city centre. This was at the conclusion of the Ariana Grande concert. Currently, we have 19 people confirmed to have lost their lives in the explosion and around 50 casualties that are being treated at 6 hospitals across Greater Manchester. My thoughts are very much with those that have been injured and lost their lives and their loved ones at this terrible time.
So they're combing through much of their data, their intelligence data, to determine what, if anything, they can glean from this.
And Pat, were your sources aware of any kind of threat on this event?
Well, they are looking at the possibility of this being a terrorist attack. They said that they didn't have any forewarning on this, but they are examining some Twitter accounts to see whether there was any kind of warning about this attack.
Quick, Corey. Which way? Come on. Corey needs to get round. Corey, get round this way.
So it is Thursday, the 25th of May, and this week has been crazy. On Monday night there was a attack, explosion, whatever you want to call it, at Manchester Arena at the Ariana Grande show, and I don't know what to say. It has been really bizarre. I'm the sort of person that I'm very aware of what's going on in the world, don't get me wrong, but I don't watch too much mainstream media. Mental health comes first, but I had to watch it because this is my home city. Doesn't mean that I care any less for anywhere else, do not get me wrong, but it's literally 10 minutes down the road. The second thing is that people died after going to a concert. The youngest person so far that they've said is 8 years old. Like 8-year-old has died from going to a concert with her family. How fucked up is that? I don't know. I have no words for it in a way. As a photographer, I go to Manchester Arena quite often to shoot. I was there literally a couple of weeks ago for Iron Maiden, and it was inevitable it would happen in Manchester just because Manchester is up and coming. It's the second city in the UK. Of course it's going to get targeted because unfortunately this is normal for Western civilization now, like blasts, attacks, whatever you want to call it, and it's really fucked up. But you see, as a photographer, even as a concert goer, you go and you see the energy that people have got. They're there, and it's potentially one of the best days of their lives. You know, some people get to meet them, people, you know, the artists that they totally admire and idolize. And you've got 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 19, 20, however, it doesn't even matter how young or old you are there to have a great time. You're there in great spirit, great energy. And then at the end of the show, during the show, you've got so much, you're on a different level. For anyone that's been to a concert, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And then as a photographer, you're there, you're capturing this engagement from the audience, the artists, and everything that's going on in the moment. And then that video that you see online of people leaving their seats, and you hear that bomb, and you're just like, fuck, what is that? what is that? How, like, why? It's really fucked up, and I can't comprehend it. I've been more conscious of it since the Bataclan attack, because I think before then it's not something that even passed my mind, even as a photographer, even as a concert goer. When I was like, I can't remember one of the first concerts that I went to was like Spice Girls years ago, and that was at Manchester Arena, and I can't imagine this happening back then. Also, I went to see, I think one of the first shows that I went to was at Apollo, again another venue in Manchester, and it just wasn't, it's really fucked up and not normal. And now you go into a concert to have a great time, and look what's happening on this large scale at one of the biggest venues in Europe. And my heart really goes out to these people that have lost their lives and their family and their immediate friends. And as a Mancunian, it's crazy to see that, because that's not really a Manchester thing. We've had a couple of attacks in Manchester. The last one, I think, was the IRA bombing. During that time, my brother was actually in town. Thankfully, he was okay. But people lost their lives then. There was a lot of sort of destruction around Market Street area, if I remember right. I was quite young at that point. And I think it was the world. It was sort of down the walkway. But it's just really fucked up and really, really saddening to see that it's happening. I was going to do a video with footage from town. It's been really amazing to see people coming together though. There was an attack in London, I believe, a few months ago, and there was a lot of backlash, there was stabbings and all this other crazy shit. But it's great that Manchester has actually come together and they've unified. On a Tuesday, I didn't even leave the house. I was watching the news like literally all day in tears. And yesterday I went out, and even by Trafford, which is like 10 minutes away from here, they had the signs which says "We love Manchester" and stuff like that, which is really nice to see. But yeah, my heart really goes out to anyone that was really affected immediately or just as part of the Manchester community by this really fucked up event. I don't know how long Manchester Arena will be closed for. I reached out to quite a few people that I knew would be possibly working there. Thankfully, they were okay. I can't begin to imagine what friends and family are going through. It's just crazy. I can't, something as simple as going to a fucking concert. There was no press passes for the UK leg of the tour for this show. I did actually put in, I was on the fence about it. For some reason, there was something that had stopped me from putting accreditation for this show. And I was there a couple of weeks ago for Iron Maiden, and I just kind of left it. I was sitting on it, I was on the fence. I just thought something, I don't know, just no, don't do it. But I did put in requests last week, very, very late requests, and we got a response saying there's no press passes for the UK leg of the tour, which was actually, I think it's been a blessing in disguise to a certain extent. And I don't know when the arena's going to be reopening. They have cancelled 3 or 4 shows of Take That, but Kiss are due to play there next week on Tuesday. I do have accreditation for that, however I don't know if the arena will be open by then. Don't know if you guys can hear the helicopter, but the choppers are out. They're still doing raids in the city, so I did want to do footage of in and around Manchester, but I feel like this time stay out of the way and let the cops do what they're doing. But yeah, I just had to create a video just to kind of get my thoughts out there and just say, my thoughts really go out to the family that are immediately affected and friends. Also to photographers, be so conscious when you're out there, pack your bags light where possible because this could happen anywhere. Festival season is right around the corner. I've been quite apprehensive about pitching for or putting in requests for festivals this year. I've been very much on the fence, but you can't let these sort of situations control what you do. But don't know if I'm going to be applying to many festivals. I think this has really freaked me out personally because it's too close to home. But yeah, just be very aware when you go into concerts. It wasn't a thing that we had to worry about necessarily, I don't think, a while ago, but since Bataclan, I've been very conscious. Like literally, if I'm at a show, I have been on edge quite a lot of the time, because subconsciously I think you're more aware of it since there have been these types of attacks. And yeah, just be work with security as much as you can. They're there to protect you, they're there to protect the audience. Just be very on top of things, stay close with other photographers as well when you're in the pit and so forth. Pack light, because you don't know when you might need to. Unfortunately, you don't know when you might need to do what, like, you know, run somewhere or whatever. I really hope that the festivals really amp up their security. Leeds Fest, Park Life, there's a Liverpool Sound City's happening this weekend over bank holiday. I really hope that nothing gets affected in terms of that. So my thoughts go out to you guys that are looking to shoot concerts or already shoot concerts. Please, 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 please look after yourself and other photographers in the pit and the crowd as well. I don't know if this video really made any sense. I just felt like I had to create something. Probably will do a separate video with footage highlighting stuff from Manchester, just because it's just something I would like to do. But yeah, I just wanted to say choose positivity and love and light over the bad shit that people can retaliate with. These kinds of things can either go two ways. You can either come together or you can go apart, and it's really not the time to be looking to aggression, anger management, all that sort of shit. Just focus on the positives. The world is a beautiful place. There's amazing, amazing opportunities out there. There's amazing people out there. These people that do these fucked up things are a minority people. It's a minority in the population on a large scale. Focus on that bigger picture. Don't give in to all this bullshit that's surrounding us right now, because it's not worth it. It's not worth your mental health. It's just not worth it. I'm gonna end it here. It's turned into a 10-minute video. My thoughts go out to the family and friends that have been affected by this bullshit of an event. To the tour management company, the record label and all that aspect of it, even the security staff at the venue, you see how hard they work, you know, to make sure that the events are run smoothly. But this fucker went out into the foyer and did it. Very public space. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I just want to say look after yourselves in general on a daily basis, and look after other people, and share the love and light instead of the bad bullshit that's happening right now. I'll be back soon.